General Hospital 2025 Performer of the Year, Jane Elliott. In a year when General Hospital thrived on reinvention, balancing legacy with momentum, one performer stood tall as the show's beating, brilliant conscience. Jane Elliott didn't just remind viewers why Tracy Quartermain remains one of daytime's most indelible characters. She elevated every scene she touched with wit sharpened by wisdom, vulnerability cloaked in steel, and a masterclass in how longevity becomes power when paired with fearless craft. For 2025, the title of Performer of the Year belongs, without debate, to Jane Elliott. Tracy Quartermain has always been a force. For decades, she's been the acid-tongued truth-teller, the formidable matriarch who refuses to be sidelined by sentimentality. Yet in 2025, Elliott found new colors within Tracy's familiar palette. This wasn't merely the return of a fan favorite. It was the arrival of a fully realized elder stateswoman whose sharp edges concealed a heart that had learned, painfully and beautifully, how to bend without breaking. Elliott's performance made Tracy feel not older, but deeper. What set Elliott apart this year was her command of contrast. One moment, Tracy could slice a room in half with a single, perfectly timed barb. The next, she allowed silence to do the work, letting a flicker of regret or longing pass across her face. These weren't broad strokes. They were micro moments, those nearly imperceptible shifts that separate a good performance from a great one. Elliott trusts the camera. She knows when to speak and when to let the audience lean in. That trust paid dividends all year long. 2025 also showcased Elliott's uncanny ability to anchor storylines without dominating them. In scenes with younger characters, she never played above them. Instead, she elevated them, offering space, reacting with precision and turning dialogue into duet. When Tracy sparred with rivals or counseled family members, Elliott brought a generosity that felt earned. She didn't steal scenes, she sculpted them. And in doing so, she reminded us that true authority on screen is quiet confidence. Perhaps most remarkable was how Elliott reframed Tracy's legacy. Rather than softening the character into a nostalgia act, she leaned into Tracy's complexity. The humor remained biting, but it was laced with self-awareness. The arrogance still flared, but it shared space with accountability. Elliott allowed Tracy to be wrong and to learn. In a genre often accused of freezing characters in time, this evolution felt radical. It felt honest. Emotionally, 2025 asked a great deal of Elliott, and she delivered with restraint and resonance. Her dramatic scenes never tipped into melodrama. Tears, when they came, felt earned. Heartbreak arrived not as spectacle, but as gravity. Elliott understands that pain doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it hides behind humor. And sometimes it shows up as anger because that's the only language a proud woman has left. Elliott spoke all of those dialects fluently. The brilliance of her performance also lay in its physicality. A raised eyebrow, a slow turn of the head, a pause before a cutting line that made the sting land harder. Elliott's Tracy is kinetic even in stillness, a reminder that acting is not just what's said, but how it's withheld. In a medium that rewards speed and volume, Elliott's restraint was revolutionary. Beyond the screen, Elliott's presence carried symbolic weight. In an industry obsessed with youth, her 2025 work was a bold rebuttal. She proved that age is not a limitation, it's an instrument. Experience brought nuance. History brought stakes. Elliott didn't just represent longevity, she embodied its artistic payoff. She showed what happens when a performer stays curious, disciplined, and brave across decades. Fans noticed. Social media buzzed with appreciation not rooted in nostalgia, but in awe. Viewers didn't praise Elliott because she used to be great. They praised her because she is great, right now. Week after week, audiences tuned in knowing that if Tracy Quartermain was on screen, something memorable was about to happen. That kind of anticipation is rare. That kind of trust is earned. There's also the matter of joy. Elliott looks like she's having fun, and that joy is contagious. Whether delivering a perfectly barbed quip or navigating emotional minefields, she plays with precision and pleasure. You can feel the actor's love for the work, and it reminds us why General Hospital endures. When veterans bring this level of commitment, the show becomes more than a soap, it becomes a living archive of excellence. In 2025, Jane Elliott didn't just perform. She curated moments. She mentored through action. She honored the past while charging forward. Her Tracy Quartermain was formidable, funny, flawed, and fiercely alive. And in a year crowded with standout performances, Elliott's work rose above because it carried the weight of truth. General Hospital has always thrived on icons, but icons only matter if they continue to matter. In 2025, Jane Elliott proved that relevance isn't about reinvention, it's about revelation. She revealed new depths in a legendary character, and in doing so, delivered a performance that will be remembered long after the year fades. For her fearless artistry, her emotional intelligence, and her unwavering command of the screen, Jane Elliott is not just General Hospital's Performer of the Year. She is its standard-bearer,